If you've ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly achieve success while others struggle, the answer often lies in their mindset and what they choose to focus on. So, in this episode, we're going to explore how your focus and mindset can make or break your success inside this incredible industry. We'll also cover practical strategies to harness the power of your thoughts, overcome limiting beliefs, and stay motivated to achieve your goals. So, in case you're meeting for the first time, my name is Carrie Hyam,
My name is Brandy Shaver.
and we teach network marketers like you how to grow a profitable network marketing business in less time using social media, automation, and influence marketing. So, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and make sure you share your biggest takeaway of today's episode with us on social media. And please share this episode with anyone you think may benefit from it. A rising tide raises all ships, and that is what we are trying to do with the network marketing industry, is make it more professional and, help us all thrive together. So, Brandy, let's dive in.
Absolutely. So, the power of focus. All right. What you focus on grows.
Yes.
Think about the law of attraction, right? The concept that what you focus on expands is a fundamental principle of the law of attraction. In network marketing, this means that focusing on positive outcomes and goals can definitely attract success. And the impact on your business is when you focus on the aspects of your business that you want to grow, such as building relationships, generating leads, and achieving sales, you are more likely to see progress in those areas. So think about, your bank account, for instance. If you're not paying attention to your bank account and you're just swiping your card, how fast does your money go out the window?
It's
Pretty fast,
gone.
right?
It's gone.
It's gone. Like you're like, wait, what just happened? Right. And it doesn't matter how much money you make, but because you weren't paying attention, that just seemed to happen. Right. Well, if you focus in action, so people that come into our academy, Beach Boss Influencers Academy, which is one of our coaching programs, one of the things that they have told us over and over and over and over again is that, you know what, where have you been my entire life to give me a daily mode of operation that actually works? Okay. Now, what
Mhm.
all we did, right, really is give them a set of things to do to focus on daily for them to grow their business. And what happens if you focus on it? Guess what? It grows. So they get the set of instructions, they do it daily, they're consistent, and their efforts compound and compound and compound and compound. So focused efforts lead to those tangible results in their business. Now, common mistakes is people will start and stop so many times that they don't get the results because, again, it's like compound interest. If you leave your money in the bank, compound interest for, let's say, a year, and your plan was to leave it in for 10 years, you didn't really get anywhere, right? You did 1 year, 365 days, and then you quit. Okay. Is your money going to be where it needs to be in 10 years? No, because you're dumb and you took it out early, right? It's the same thing with your business. And I'm saying that lovingly because I've done that myself, right? So you've got to really stick with focusing on what makes you money in your network marketing business. Now, if you're happy just flitting around, treating it like a hobby, then great. That's not, a big deal for you. But if you want to build a real business that makes real money, that, like walk away kind of money, like fire your boss kind of money, you're going to
Mhm.
have to get specific and focused on what's going on. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? Like we talk about this all the time with our students. It's like every week we're like hammering in like their mindset, because your mindset really does influence whether or not you're going to be successful in anything, not just network marketing, but in business, in life, in being a good parent, and anything that you want, right? Like mindset matters, and there's a big difference between like a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. So let me explain the difference between the two. So a growth mindset is like believing in abilities that they can be developed through effort. It's about believing in possibility and also just being open, right? Like being open to possibility. Whereas a
Mhm.
mindset is kind of believing that abilities are static. You're certain about everything, right? In whatever it is you're doing. So in network marketing, a growth mindset is crucial for overcoming challenges and adapting to those new opportunities. Because if you're certain that everything is a certain way, an obstacle is going to arise, and if you're certain that it goes a certain way, you're not even, you're trying to like bulldoze your way through a boulder
Mhm.
rather than, let's just jump over this rock, right? And most of the time we feel like it's this huge mountain in front of us when really it's just a pebble. And when we have a growth mindset, we're looking to make it a pebble, because what you focus on is what you get, right? Just like, and what you focus on is what you attract. It's all about the law of attraction. So it also has a huge influence on your behavior, because your mindset is what is going to affect how you approach tasks, how you handle setbacks, and how you interact with other people. And a positive growth oriented mindset is going to encourage like that perseverance and proactive behavior rather than being reactive in everything that happens. So when it comes to like your limiting beliefs that you have, because we all have them, even as you work on them and you overcome one limiting belief, you'll realize that you've only like overcame it to here, not realizing that you have to continue to like overcome these beliefs. And it's like a ladder, if you will. And so, in identifying these limiting beliefs, in network marketing specifically, it's things like, oh, I'm not good enough. Success is
Mhm.
only for a few people. Maybe this won't work for me. I'm not getting any results, right? Like, nothing is working. Whereas, if you reframe your thinking, um, there are strategies for like reframing these beliefs into positive affirmations where like if you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, you instead come in with a positive affirmation of, I am good enough, right? Or at least maybe even a baby step is, I might not be good at this yet, but I can be better by focusing on this training. Right? And
Mhm.
so it's like baby steps in overcoming these what seems like mountains very quickly. Or I am capable of achieving my goals, right? Like if you're like, oh, success is only for a few people, you can you can reframe that to, I am capable of achieving my goals with effort and determination, right? So it's all about reframing those negative thoughts as they come through.
Absolutely. So, we have some strategies to help you shift your focus and your mindset to help you. So, set clear goals. If you don't know where you're going, where you want to be going, this is probably the number one problem I see with most of the people that we coach. They really have no clear direction, like what they want, right? Like, that's the key. You have to know what you want, because if you want A and you're over here working towards C, you're going the wrong direction. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Like, if you're going to New York and you get on a plane that's going to Seattle, you're on the wrong plane. So you've got to know where you're going, what you want. So you've got to set that actionable goal. Like, what is it? And you know what? It could be as crazy as 10x. I don't even care. You can be like, I want
Yep.
to be a billionaire. Um, but then, what do you do next, right? You got to visualize the success. So using
You have to
visualization
actually take
techniques.
action.
Yeah, you gotta do stuff, right? But
Mhm.
you've gotta visualize that success, and some things you can
Yes.
do to help you with your self-talk and all these things. Because really what happens when we get into network marketing is we start to go, "Man, I mean, unless you were already a business owner, you're like,
Yeah.
"I don't know how to run a business." Like, I've never built network marketing before. Or maybe your team is falling apart and now you're feeling like an imposter. Like, you're like, I built a team, but it all fell apart. I mean, that happened to me. And I did have those feelings, right? So you've got to figure out where you're going and set actionable goals. What has to happen piece by piece to get you there? And then the visualizing success part, this is where you have to retrain your brain to know you can be successful. Because, like Carrie said, if you're up here saying, you know what, I'm not good enough, or success is only for the few people, you're never going to make it. So, how do you visualize? There's a app called Think Up. You can make visual where you tell it what you want, like you would tell it your like, I'm capable of achieving goals with effort and determination. Like, you would say that and then it plays it back to you. You can also create like like a visual board that of things you want because of your business where you look at that, right? You can do that in Pinterest. That's ways that you can reinforce positive thinking and motivation. And then your daily affirmations and positive self-talk. This is huge because if you've got a lot of negative talk going on in your brain, like, oh, I suck, or, this, that, and the other, it's important to develop daily affirmations that reinforce your goals and your growth mindset. For example, I am a successful network marketer, or I am going to be a successful network marketer. I attract opportunities and achieve my goals. Things that are positive, that I am statements, you create your reality with what comes out of your mouth. So if you're saying,
Mhm.
I suck, I'm never going to figure this out, I'm not techie, any of that stuff, that's what your brain is going to believe. So that you've got to surround yourself with positivity is the other piece. If you are not surrounding yourself with positive influences, whether they're through supportive like colleagues, mentors, or inspirational content, a positive reinforcements of that, you're going to find yourself really struggling because the people you hang out with is who you actually become. So if you have a circle of 5 people and all 5 of them are negative, they talk about how broke they are, how they hate their life, politics, just complainers, downers, Debbie Downers. If your name's Debbie, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. Don't come at me for that. But you get what I'm saying, right? Minimize
Yep.
your exposure to negative influencers or sources of doubt. I personally, at this point in my life, I can't handle any negativity,
Me
and, like,
either.
once in a while, I get in my poor me, don't get me wrong. Like, once in a while, I'm in my poor me, but for me to hang out with people, like, for longer than 10 seconds, they're complaining about their life. It's just all complaining. They don't have any ambition to go do anything else. They're just complaining. Those are not my people. Focus on consuming content that inspires and motivates you because what you put in is literally your output.
Mhm.
That's like you're a computer. Whatever you put into it is what comes out of it. So if you don't
Mhm.
change the way you think and what you're saying to yourself, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yep, absolutely. And, a big piece of this is like, okay, how do you stay motivated and how do you stay resilient and how do you keep your mindset up, like, even when things aren't happening, right? So, first, you're going to want to celebrate the small wins, like recognizing your own achievements. This is something that was actually really hard for Brandy and I, especially in the beginning, because
Mhm.
we we are type A. Like it's always the next goal, the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. And what ended up happening was we burned ourselves out because we were running, 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 and we didn't. And then not only were we running, but when things weren't working, it was like it was like we were running and hitting a wall instead of like reframing our entire mindset to actually focusing on those small things that are working. Because when you can recognize your own achievements and regularly acknowledge and celebrate your own progress, no matter how small it is, those wins, those small wins will reinforce the positive behavior and your own motivation. And then
And the
reward
other
yourself.
thing that it does real quick, Carrie, is
Yeah,
it
go
gives you
ahead.
the evidence to prove to your
Yes.
imposter self that you're not an imposter, right? Because
Mhm.
you just did X, Y, and Z and you got here. You may not be to your goal all the way, right? But you've made growth. You've grown. So you've got
Yep.
a positive reinforcement evidence for your human body to know, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I'm not as dumb or
Mhm.
stupid or whatever that I thought I was, right? So,
I'm making progress, right?
yeah.
Like, our brains just wanna see that it's making progress, and if we can show that progress to our brains, that's, like, the biggest piece of, like, continuing through the dull times and then rewarding yourself. Like, setting up a reward system for achieving milestones. When were first getting started, we did not have a penny to our names. I was living in my mother-in-law's basement. I had 2 baby boys in diapers. So, sometimes it was like, we're gonna go and we're gonna have a movie night out on the tramp, right? Like that
Mhm.
those were my small rewards to myself, like, or going and getting a 25-cent ice cream cone, right? Like, it was those little things that we looked forward to, and it also got my kids motivated and, like, they wanted mom to work because, "Oh, if mom gets this, we're gonna go get ice cream," right? And it helps maintain that motivation, and it keeps you focused on those goals, and then as you start getting, like, the big wins, you start making money, like, reward yourself big based on whatever that goal is that you hit for yourself, right? Uh, what started as us just, having a movie night on the tramp has transformed to, you know what? It's a Disneyland trip this time. When mom hits this big thing that we have in our business, we're going to go to Disneyland, right? So like reward yourself when you bring in a reward system for your kids. It keeps them motivated, they don't resent your business, and it makes it a lot easier, especially for us moms, us parents, that when mom guilt is like stirring up. And then develop a resilience plan. This is another thing, to handle setbacks, because setbacks are going to happen, right? If you look at any business across the board, it goes like this. It's ebbs and flows. And there's times where it feels like it's on that decline a heck of a lot longer than it actually starts to climb again. But by developing strategies to cope with the challenges, you'll start to view your setbacks more as learning opportunities than failures, because there's no such thing as failure. Anytime something doesn't work, it's an opportunity to learn and grow and completely turn that around. And then staying committed. Like, that's sometimes the hardest thing, especially for network marketers when you're first starting out, is just staying committed to the process, right? So maintaining your commitment to your goals by reminding yourself of why you started this in the first place, right? Like, what is that purpose? And then reflect on the reasons you started and the benefits of achieving your goals. What is the reason that you want that goal so bad? And continuous learning and growth. Invest in personal development. Be listening to, the podcasts that lift you up every day. Continuously seek out learning opportunities such as books, courses, coaching to enhance your own individual skills and that mindset, right? And then adapt and evolve, because everything is always changing. So stay open to new strategies and approaches, and then adapt to changes and evolving with new insights to keep you aligned and focused on that success. So if you'd like to learn how to develop your mindset and attract your perfect prospects to you using social media, click the link it's going to be in the comments attached to this episode somewhere, maybe in the description, and go grab our social recruiting secrets course, not just full of skills development there, but also helping you develop your mindset as well. And don't forget to join our free online community with over 30,000 network marketers just like you to discover the secrets to grow your business using social media and automation. And with that, we will see you on the next episode.